thunderous roar of white water drowns out everything else. A small brown cub, barely 4 months old, tumbles helplessly through the churning rapids. His massive mother charges through the torrent, her powerful claws gripping the slippery rocks. This is life or death in the Alaskan wilderness, and it's all part of the most sophisticated education system in the animal kingdom. What you've just witnessed isn't an accident. It's a carefully orchestrated lesson in one of nature's most demanding classrooms. Bear mothers run the ultimate survival school, where failure doesn't mean a bad grade. It means death. For over 2.5 years, grizzly cubs remain under their mother's watchful eye, learning skills that will determine whether they live or die when they're finally forced to survive alone. This is significantly longer than black bear cubs, who separate after just 18 months. But in the brutal world of salmon runs and territorial navigation, every extra month of training can mean the difference between thriving and becoming a statistic. Here's what most people don't understand about how bears learn. Cubs acquire an astounding 90% of their survival skills not through direct instruction, but through pure observation. They become living mirrors of their mother's every move. Watch closely as this mother demonstrates the perfect fishing technique. Her cub's eyes never leave her massive paws as she times the salmon's movement, positions herself against the current, and strikes with lightning precision. This isn't just watching. This is a complex cognitive process involving 4 critical stages: attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. The cub's brain is processing every detail: the angle of approach, the timing of the strike, the positioning against the current. Within hours, he'll attempt to replicate this exact sequence, though it may take months to perfect. But here's where maternal teaching becomes truly sophisticated. When prime fishing spots are dominated by older, more experienced females, young mothers employ what researchers call graduated exposure techniques. They deliberately lead their cubs to safer upstream locations first, gradually introducing them to more dangerous waters as their swimming and fishing skills develop. This isn't random. It's a calculated progression. The mother assesses her cub's abilities constantly, reading his body language, his confidence in the water, his reaction times. Only when she's confident in his capabilities does she risk taking him into the killing zone of the main rapids. During periods of food scarcity, this teaching intensifies dramatically. When salmon runs decline, grizzly mothers spend 65% more time demonstrating alternative foraging techniques. They can't afford for their cubs to be specialists. They must become survival generalists, capable of adapting to whatever the wilderness throws at them. But there's another layer to this survival education that's even more sinister. The fishing grounds operate under strict matrilineal hierarchies, where older, more experienced mothers control the most productive spots. These hierarchies persist across generations, with daughters inheriting their mother's social status like a birthright. Young mothers, excluded from prime areas, face a brutal choice: risk confrontation with dominant females, or lead their cubs to marginal habitats. Most choose the latter, employing extended foraging ranges and demonstrating extraordinary behavioral flexibility. While nutritionally costly, this strategy often produces cubs with superior problem-solving abilities and environmental adaptability. During critical feeding periods like salmon runs, dominant females monopolize the best fishing spots, forcing subordinate mothers to fish during suboptimal times or in dangerous locations. This temporal segregation creates unique teaching opportunities, as cubs learn to assess complex risk-reward ratios in different environmental contexts. Inside the mother's brain, a sophisticated threat assessment system operates at remarkable speed. Her brain processes multiple environmental cues rapidly, integrating immediate sensory information with years of accumulated experience to assess and respond to potential dangers. Her risk tolerance varies dynamically based on her cub's age, her own body condition, and current environmental pressures. Mothers with young cubs show heightened vigilance and dramatically lower risk tolerance compared to those with older, more capable offspring. Well-fed mothers are more likely to explore marginal foraging areas, while nutritionally stressed females become ultra-conservative. During high infanticide risk periods, When sexually motivated adult males pose a deadly threat to cubs, mothers sacrifice optimal foraging opportunities for safer, less productive areas. This demonstrates sophisticated cost-benefit analysis, prioritizing cub survival over immediate nutritional gains. The physical challenges cubs face are staggering. Bears possess powerful limbs, non-retractable claws, and plantigrade locomotion that provides stability and traction in environments that would kill most other mammals. But these adaptations mean nothing without proper training. Maternal preparation involves systematic exposure to environmental hazards. Mothers introduce cubs to rapids gradually, starting with shallow, slow-moving water and progressing to increasingly challenging conditions. This systematic approach reduces mortality while building essential survival skills that go far beyond swimming. Cubs navigating difficult terrains develop superior motor coordination, spatial awareness, and problem-solving abilities. These skills translate directly to enhanced foraging efficiency and predator avoidance capabilities. Every stumble, every recovery, every successful navigation builds the physical and mental database the cub will need to survive independently. But now, this ancient education system faces its greatest challenge. Climate change is disrupting the traditional seasonal synchronization between behavioral and physiological cycles. Warming temperatures are altering the timing of food availability, forcing mothers to adjust teaching schedules and foraging strategies in real time. Mean annual temperatures in brown bear habitat are predicted to increase by 2.8 degrees Celsius by 2050, fundamentally altering ecosystem dynamics. Traditional foraging areas are becoming unsuitable, requiring mothers to teach their cubs about entirely new food sources and habitat types. Earlier spring emergence due to warming temperatures can misalign cub development with food availability, creating nutritional stress during critical growth periods. Post-emergence periods are extending, requiring mothers to maintain vigilance for longer periods, increasing their metabolic burden when they can least afford it. What most people don't realize is that bear survival isn't just about individual learning. It's about cultural transmission. Successful bear cultures enhance fitness and resource exploitation, with traditions passing through generations via social learning. These cultural adaptations can respond to environmental changes more rapidly than genetic evolution. But human-caused mortality of adult females is disrupting this cultural transmission, potentially eliminating locally adapted behaviors that took generations to develop. When an experienced mother dies, she takes with her decades of accumulated knowledge about seasonal patterns, safe routes, hidden food sources, and threat recognition. Infrastructure development, hunting pressure, and habitat fragmentation are disrupting traditional movement patterns and social structures essential for cultural learning. Bears in human-modified landscapes show reduced cultural diversity and simplified behavioral repertoires. They're becoming survival refugees in their own territory. Let's return to our cub in the rapids. His mother's teachings have prepared him for this moment. But preparation and execution are two different things. As he tumbles through the churning water, every lesson she's taught him is being tested simultaneously. Body positioning, breathing control, current reading, emergency escape routes. The retention of learned behaviors varies significantly with separation timing and teaching quality. Cubs separated as yearlings show only 64% first-year survival rates compared to 93% for those separated later. Now I want to hear from you. What's the most incredible animal parenting behavior you've ever witnessed? Have you seen examples in your own backyard or travels where animals go to extraordinary lengths to teach their young? Drop your stories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more incredible wildlife documentaries that reveal the hidden intelligence of the natural world. What animal should we explore next?